Ready to make a difference? This is the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce podcast, where we connect you with the stories behind our local businesses.
Welcome to the Palm Harbor Chamber podcast. I'm your host, Kert Rhodes, and today we have Dawn Scott. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Happy Friday.
Yes.
Right?
Almost March.
All right. Let's dive into it. Who is Dawn Scott?
So I am a Pinellas County native, born and raised right here, lived in Palm Harbor since 1976. Yeah, wow. Grew up in Westlake and
Westlake Village.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
I'm a Westlake kid.
It's your stomping grounds.
Yep, and didn't move too far, live in Beacon Groves, and bought my house in 96, and still there, love it.
Okay.
Palm Harbor's definitely changed over the years. It's
I've
blown
been here since
up.
74, and it has changed a lot. So we've been here, 50-something years, and remember all the orange groves were here?
Belcher stopped at Curlew, and Alderman didn't go all the way to...
I know.
Yeah,
It is... Palm Harbor has grown up. I think it's pretty much maxed out, right?
Yeah, well, now there's more apartments coming in,
yeah,
which,
I guess
you know...
so. Knocking down buildings and putting up other stuff. Yeah. Anyhow, so talk about where you work. I know it's kind of been a transition.
Yeah.
I know you commercial insurance. You've been doing almost 11 years right now, right?
Yes,
so
it'll be
kudos
11. Thank you.
So let's kind of peel back the onion on kind of the commercial insurance and how you do it and all the moving parts.
So my degree is actually in interior design. Went to school for that. Got into doing a couple different not-for-profit jobs, event planning and things like that, which really got me out in the community, meeting a lot of people like Frenchie and just a lot of big, people at local businesses around here.
Yeah.
And then my dad actually said to me, I really think you need to do either insurance or real estate. Everybody needs it. So I would pick one if I was you. And I decided to try the insurance route, and I worked for a small agency for a little while doing development for him.
Okay.
And then put myself through school. And then I ended up going to Bouchard in April of 2015. And just a side note about Bouchard, grew up in the mobile home park business. So my mom and dad actually had Bouchard Insurance as our insurance.
As your carrier.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I knew it. My grandpa was friends with Roger Bouchard, the founder. And so 11 years later, here I am and just love it. It's a great career. It's set up a little differently. So we have a large commercial, and then we have what I'm in is SBU, it's Select Business Unit. So we kind of do it on a revenue basis. So revenue for me is 10,000 and lower, but I've got accounts that definitely fluctuate.
What do you mean by 10,000 or lower? 10,000.
So revenue. So like for a client,
for a small company.
Correct.
So you're more or less small business related.
It is. So a client would pay premium, but then we go by revenue as far as what the carrier pays commission to the agency.
Gotcha.
So it would be like 150,000 premium for an insured.
Okay.
Whether that's
I'm just trying to make sure the audience understands. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, so I've been in the same department. I just made vice president in August.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. More work is keep going.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
But so we actually, Bouchard was the name for all these years from the 40s. And then in 2019, we were acquired it's a company called Marsh McLennan.
Right.
And then, so we were MMA Bouchard region for Florida. Mm-hmm. And then last year, we've merged now with the East Coast of Florida. So now we're MMA Florida. Okay. So we have 15 offices now throughout the state.
Wow.
250 producers within the entire state of Florida alone.
Okay.
Are
you just in Florida?
No. We're the largest broker in the world.
Okay.
But our particular region is Florida.
Okay.
The Panhandle, all the entire state of Florida.
All right.
Doug Bishop is our CEO.
Okay.
So he's still with us.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% commercial, but the agency, we have a private client sector. We have, which is high net worth clients. We have personal lines as well. We have an entire bonds department.
Yeah, so you got the whole entire gamut.
Right. So if
obviously,
a client
being the biggest broker out there, I mean, you guys have to be extremely diversified.
Absolutely.
With all clients. So, but let's specifically talk about your client. Let's go with one really good example of a current client and how that started. Kind of peel back the onion for the viewers at home so they understand a little bit more about commercial insurance, because most people that are probably listening, they have homeowners insurance, and they understand homeowners insurance to a certain degree. They know the ABCs. So give us the ABCs of if you owned a building.
Okay.
You're a perfect customer.
Sure. So I'm a generalist, which means my book is everything from lawyers to construction companies to breweries, catering companies. A to Z, I pretty much write it all.
Okay.
And I have written it all. So a client is going to come to me. They don't realize that I can write multiple lines of business. So you've got your general liability, which most people always need general liability,
Okay. Yep.
which is, I just tell people the easiest way to describe it, slip and fall. Okay. And then you've got, you as a business owner, you have to have workers' compensation. So your employees get hurt, they're going to have workers' compensation to cover them for an injury on the job.
Now, let me interrupt.
Sure.
On the workers' comp, do you need to have a certain amount of employees to carry workers' comp?
So, yes, the state of Florida, 4 is what you need minimum.
Minimum, okay.
And then construction is 2.
Okay.
So, and then...
Good.
But I
Good
always...
for the audience to know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I tell people, don't exempt, because workers' compensation is better than health insurance. There's no deductible. You're on the job. Like, why wouldn't you want to have that? You know, it's just covered. And it's not, a lot of people think it's expensive, but it's really not that expensive. And you're covered.
It's kind of like uninsured motorist protection here.
Exactly.
Because we're in no fault state.
Yeah, litigious.
Right? Yeah. Well, that's a totally different podcast. So again, let's keep.
So yeah, there's multiple different things. Commercial auto. You're gonna need commercial auto if you're like all these trucks out here. You know,
right.
Seeing next door, we've got the electrical guys, and we've got Sunrise. You know, driving around with these vehicles. The sad thing is you know, it is expensive, but it's a necessary evil. You know, you got to have it, and
you have to have your protection.
Absolutely. And
because you're not driving all 15 trucks.
Right.
Right? You have other people driving them. So you're hoping that they're responsible enough to drive a truck correctly. So that's why you have to have all these types of insurance.
And a lot of the carriers will do help with like a discount as far as if your employees are not driving with, you know, their cell phones. If you've got cameras in the car, they've got different things that helps with, you know, the reduction of premium. It's safety things. So
right.
It's a smart thing to do.
Right.
On the workers' comp side, they have safety credits. They have drug-free. So you have to do an affidavit to sign it and say that your clients aren't or your employees aren't doing this, but it saves you premium on the policy.
So if you're testing, say, your 15 employees, drug testing them randomly, and they're all checking out, you can get a discount.
Yep, the carrier. They'll apply that.
That's good to know.
Moving on to property, something like a public shopping center. Publix owns the shopping center, but then you've got clients that'll come in and lease space. So they're going to have their own insurance to, you know, to come up to, Publix will have a contract saying, this is your lease contract. You have to have a certain amount of insurance to become a tenant in my shopping center.
But Publix has an umbrella on everything, right, to a certain degree. But then you have your individual policy.
So let's talk umbrella. So a lot of
see, this is the tricky part.
Yep.
This is where myself and probably the audience are like, man, there's just so much information.
It is.
And experts like you can kind of explain it. That's what we're here for.
So umbrellas. You have personal umbrellas and you have commercial umbrellas. Personal lines are on this island and commercials on this island. They don't cross.
They do not cross.
No. Okay. And so with the umbrella, umbrellas are very sticky as well. You have to have a certain amount of limits on your underlining. So your general liability, your commercial auto, your workers' comp. The carriers won't write an umbrella unless you have certain limits. So, and we as a company, I don't write less than $1 million on auto, less than $1 million workers' comp, less than $1 million on, it's just not worth it.
Right.
You know, to save a couple dollars for something that's going to be a tragedy when you have a claim. Not if, when. It's going to happen.
Yes, I definitely agree.
So, but yeah, so the umbrella for Publix is going to help them with the liability of their parking lot, but each individual business has to have they would have their own, because Publix doesn't have a vested interest in, you know, TCBY yogurt. Like, they're a tenant, yes, of course, they care about them, but they have no vested interest in their business.
Okay, all right. So if people have do you have like a website that you could actually go to like because what I'm thinking in my head right now is FAQs.
Yeah.
Right? You go to any website around, and you're like, frequently asked questions, right? And you find out what the typical question is, and then here's a typical answer. Do you have something like that people can refer to, or is it better off for them to pick up the phone and call Dawn?
Yes, because unfortunately, when people do Google, they come to me and they have a different expectation of what they found on Google. Because you're just it's kind of like the WebMD. You're just Googling, trying to self-diagnose what's wrong with you, kind of insurance, because you don't realize the carriers have different, they'll have a program. So let's say you have a flooring company. I have carriers that I know specifically who to go to because they like that risk. And they're going to give extra coverages within that class code.
Yeah.
So with somebody researching, it's going to help you a little bit, and it might get them to me to like pick up the phone and call me. But I'd prefer to, and I take a consultative approach. So I'd rather help somebody, walk them through it, explain
Educate
to them, this is what's mandatory and this is what I suggest.
Yeah.
And then that way they can make their own decisions based on their financials. Because some people, they want to be overinsured, which is great. I love those people because they get it.
Yeah.
But then there's people that want the bare minimum, and it sometimes doesn't always work out.
Yeah, but I'm betting probably 9 out of 10 customers are going to listen to you, and because in the past 10 minutes that's like pure education.
Yeah.
Sometimes it probably went over people's heads, right?
Right.
But they kind of get the ABCs of workers' comp and general liability. If I own my own business. If I have more than 5 employees, you have to protect your interest.
And
you have no idea what's going on. I'm looking out the window going, what happens if that tree comes flying through this chamber? It can happen.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So there's accidents. It's not really if, it's when.
Yep.
It's how the claim is really going to be, right?
Yes, and I thank the Lord do not deal with claims. We have that's a totally different license, and oh boy.
That's a totally different animal.
Yes, I just want to make sure my clients have the correct coverage, so when they have a claim, that claims adjuster is going to be paying them because you've got the right coverage in place for the accident that happened.
So you've been a commercial agent for almost 11 years now.
Next month will be 11 already.
All right, good
I know.
for you. Kudos to you. Wow, 11 years. That goes by quick, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
But more importantly, let's switch gears. You joined the chamber.
Yes.
Can't remember exactly what year.
It was in 22 because I was running for Honorary Mayor.
2022, you were running for Honorary Mayor. And for folks that are at home, why is she running for Honorary Mayor? Because Palm Harbor is unincorporated. We don't have a mayor. We don't have a city hall. So we have a quote unquote honorary mayor, and they run that course for a whole year. And you were in the running of it, which 2022 was, I thought, in my opinion, was epic because the amount of people that were involved, the
6
amount
of
of
us.
donations that you guys collected together. I know you didn't win, but
it's all right.
It doesn't exactly. That's what's more important. It doesn't really matter.
The charities won.
The charities won. The charities won, but also talk about your experience about becoming a chamber member.
Sure. Where
it led into ambassador, on the board, etc.
Yeah, so
go for it.
I had some friends of mine from Junior Lake had run for Honorary Mayor and had done that, and I kind of reached out to them like, what is this? And they gave me a quick synopsis, and had a lunch meeting with Dean one day, and he just basically said, you have to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, I've fundraised like all my life. I got this. And I already had in my head the charity that I wanted to, pick. So I picked Random Acts of Flowers of Tampa Bay. I'd sat on their board previously, and it's a great charity, but that's the charity I selected. And so I just hit the ground running and did a poker run and just did 50-50s all the time, and was running against John Alfie, Melissa Manikheim, and then a couple others. There was 6 of us total, but we 3 were really like out there doing events. And
first, you guys were jockeying for first place.
Absolutely.
Definitely were.
Absolutely. And it was so fun. And now they're like some of my best friends. I love them.
Right.
But so Melissa and I, obviously we come to the event, and we were like all excited, and second and third we're like, what? But it was cool. It was cool. So I feel, and Melissa and I to this day still talk about it, we're like, we actually won because we got invited to become members of the board of directors for the chamber, which I really feel that catapulted me into the community even more from being born and raised here, but in a business side.
Yeah.
So, and
I think it is important for folks to, if they want to jump into that arena of being honorary mayor, it's more the experience, the people that you, the relationships you create.
absolutely.
Is so much. It's so far greater. It's just great. I mean, it's fantastic. Just listening to you guys and doing that. And yes, I know it was a race, and yes, we had to have a winner. But at the end of the day, like you said, the winner
Is the charity.
is the charity.
Yep.
Definitely.
And just presenting the check and just seeing their faces, it was a really great experience.
So you've been a member for 4 years now, right? And you've been an ambassador. You've also been on the board. For those that are at home, we have ambassadors. We have about 12 to 15 ambassadors that help out our CEO in a lot of different events. We want to make sure those events are run smoothly. So there's a lot of behind the scenes logistics that we need to make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's. But getting into the board, we have to have a board as well to figure out where money is going, figure out all these different events, agree to disagree, find out the best solution. So kind of talk about your experience when you got into the ambassadorship and got into the board.
Sure. So I was lucky enough to co-chair the event that we do for the mayor race with
Right.
Nancy. So that was a really cool experience. Just working with different restaurants and invitees and sponsors. So we did that, and I was on the board with Nancy at the time and an ambassador with her. And then, so I sat on the board for 3 years, and then I just recently rolled off in the fall,
Right.
November, I think.
And you have to
I
roll off. You have to do your time.
3 years,
and move
yeah.
on, right? Yep.
So it was a great experience. It's just, it makes you not be scared to like go to a networking event and talk to people, because now you were in that position before. So now you're like, oh yeah, let me invite you in. Who do you want to meet? And you kind of feel like it's your job to go out and not let somebody sit at a table by themselves or feel
Right.
Isolated, and just try to like make them feel connected.
Especially those new members that walk in, they look deer in headlights. You're like, oh my gosh, let me go over there
Yes.
and talk to them and see who they are and what they do and who I can put them in touch with.
Because I mean, we've all been there. I'm still nervous when I go to
Yeah.
networking events, because you're just like, I don't know some people in here, but you just got to jump in and just
No,
do it.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. What do you think is there anything more you think you got out of being an ambassador or being a board member?
I just liked being there on the front row, helping and seeing the events come from nothing to everything, and just I being a past event person, I know all the work that goes into it, and
Yeah.
some people just don't realize all the hours of time. So I liked being able to give my time and help and do what I could to get new people there and
Yep.
new members, and I'll continue to do that.
It's nice to hear the newer members when they actually go to some of our larger events and their experience.
Sure.
Like, oh my gosh, that was incredible, that golf tournament, because I put the golf tournament together,
Absolutely.
but it's just
That's a
not
lot of work.
But it is a lot of work, but it's just not me. There's so many moving parts behind me. You're helping out. So many other volunteers are helping out. Guess what we do? We're kind of like
army.
a board. We're kind of like an ambassadors. We come together and go, okay, what's the best plan of attack? How should we lay kind of the landscape out so everybody from start to finish has a good experience? And it's important. So golf tournament, we have the Palm Harbor Fest. 50,000 people there, I think last year, 47,000 people. We have people that are volunteering, pouring beer, doing all these different things. So that's what I like. And what's the other thing that is very interesting is you might have a good idea for an event, and you'll say, hey, board, here's what I'm thinking. And they say, oh my gosh, that's a really good idea. And someone next to you says, well, I think you might have done what you said, but let's do it a little bit of a different way. I think it'll help our newer members. And you're like, now that person's on the same page I am. That's what I like.
I feel like
when
people,
you have everybody on that kind of on the same page, the same agenda.
don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid, but we have an end goal. Good experience, bring people back, build our relationships, build our community in the best way.
Yeah, we're
That's
out
what I
in the
like.
community, with our name out there. So it's
Right.
just getting it out there for advertising and awareness. A lot of people don't even know that we exist.
Yeah, and I was telling people at home, I mean, again, our ambassadorships, 12 to 15 people, they're not always an ambassador. I'll say it like that, because sometimes they get into it and they go, oh my gosh, this is too overwhelming. I don't know if I can do this. But a majority of the people that come, they stay. We have a very good core of people. So people come and go. But we're looking for that if you're a new member watching, or even an experienced member, and you want to get into our ambassadorship, I definitely would look into it. Go to palmharborchamber.com and you'll figure out when the ambassador meetings are. Because I think it's just another notch in your belt to get to know more and more people.
Connected in relationships.
It just opens, as you get to the chamber, it opens doors.
Sure.
When you get to the ambassador, it opens more doors. You get to the board, it even opens even more doors.
I think too the thing about it is not coming in expecting people like the what's in it for me. Yeah. You have to come in there with an open mind, like I'm building a relationship. I'm not here to get business. I mean, at the end of the day, obviously that's our job. But it takes a relationship. You're not going to just get someone's trust by meeting them one time and showing up to something. You have to put in the time for it, you know,
and
show up. And then
show up.
I mean, there's so many different events. I know.
2 words. show up. Show up.
And be engaged,
it's amazing. You just, if you watch people, in my opinion, you watch the newer members. And as days go by, weeks go by, months go by, even the years go by, and you see those people that are consistently showing up to our events, what's happening to those folks? They're volunteering, they're building their business,
they're making
building
friendships.
a relationship. It's like the trifecta. Mm-hmm. It really is. It really is. And then they really start to see, my gosh, the resources that are around here, I could really tap myself into. So, you start to peel back that onion, boy, it tastes good. It really does. It's very interesting. So, explain to the people at home, if they're not a member, why you should become a member.
Why not? It's a great.
It's easy enough.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just a great community. It's a business write-off. I mean, it's a couple bucks a month. It's save on Starbucks, and spend it on the chamber.
Right.
And you're just meeting people. Like, you're going to get connected. You're going to find out things that you might not have known, whether it's coming at 7:30 in the morning to the library for coffee connections. You're going to hear from the police or the sheriffs and the fire and our commissioner. You're going to hear what's happening so that you can not complain about, why is all this happening? Well, come and learn, and then you'll know.
Yeah.
You can go to a lunch. You can go to after hours. You can play in a golf tournament. You can come and throw cornhole. I mean, there's social stuff. There's work stuff. There's events. I mean, it's nonstop. And
business before hours.
Absolutely.
Business after hours. The list just keeps going on and on.
And it's consistent, which is nice.
Which is nice. What I think is very simple from the chamber is, obviously, we have our palmharborchamber.com website. People go onto it. And whatever month you're in, you can just hit the calendar and you can see every single little thing that's happening every single day, where it's at, what time it's at, and if that fits your schedule, great. Not everybody can go at every event. You don't go to every event.
No,
I don't either.
I try. But
I go to quite a few events,
right?
Because I want to get my name out there.
Sure.
I want to get my business out there, right? So do you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's very important. And I think you've done a great job. Kudos to you. 11 years, huh? Wow. 11 years.
Started when I was 5,
Okay. Started when you were 5. Yeah, there you go. Well,
no,
Dawn,
it was good. It was a good decision.
good.
My dad
I'm
gave
glad
me.
you're part of the chamber. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you for
behind
having
the
me.
scenes. Yes, you're welcome. Dawn Scott, MMA.
Marsh,
Commercial.
Florida region.
Yep. Commercial insurance agent, 11 years. Got questions? Call her.
Please. Happy to help.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Palm Harbor Chamber newsletter for updates and the next episode. A big thank you to our trustees for their incredible support. This podcast was produced by ABS Photo and Video.